Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm dear darling. As you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today. We'll be vibing out per usual. Monday morning, time to stop restoring. It's time to get out of my bed. That's a song we used to sing back in primary school about Monday mornings. Sometimes, I have a whole wealth of songs, of course, I randomly remember here and there, but that being one of them, which has seemed to held fast in my memory despite the fact we sung it like twice. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't really know what we're going to talk about today. Of course, there's no Bluey episode to talk about. No, I'm joking. We're becoming a Bluey channel. I mean, it's a pretty good fit, I'd imagine, Bluey and Animal Crossing. Maybe I'll just start like a kids' YouTube channel, but, that's YouTube Kids, and I don't think I really want to do that, to be honest. Anyway, hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow at 6:03pm on Monday, November 20th, 2022. Not that I got anything against kids, but I feel like, if I was to make content for kids, I'd rather make a kid-friendly cartoon rather than these arbitrary videos where I talk about, not like, kids aren't going to find this interesting. Like, it's amazing that anyone finds this interesting, but it's just me talking about like anecdotes randomly, that sort of thing. But to be fair, a lot of people are just like, yes, that is my jam. I just need someone in the background to randomly talk, say absolutely anything. It doesn't matter. I'm not paying attention to what you're saying. Your background noise, and I'm like, yes, I can provide that for you. I'd imagine kids kind of need more sort of like a stimulus, I suppose, going on with what they consume, but that's neither here nor there. And it's not what we're going to talk about today. We talked enough about like kids cartoon, not like recently, but like just in general probably. You know what I was going to talk about actually a couple of days ago was a dream I had. But the problem is now, I wanted to talk about it on the day because that's when I remembered it best, but now I can't remember it as well. But actually, I had two dreams because I had a dream yesterday as well. And I assume I hadn't been having more dreams. I tend to have more dreams more vividly when my sleep schedule gets a bit balked, but probably because, I start waking up in the middle of having the deep REM sleep. Which is probably like why I remember the dreams much more those sort of times. Well, compared to the times where I have much more consistent sleeping schedule, then it's much more like I am. Sorry, I forgot I was meant to do this. It is much more like I get to the end of a sleep and the dreams is kind of gone because I'm not sort of woken up. I don't know what phrase is in situ. Is that the phrase to like in the middle of something? I can't remember. Anyway, what's my stream deck? Here we go. Anyway, it was the dream I had recently is a lot easier to talk about because it was a lot shorter. The only thing I would even remember in it was Emma Watson played a key role, and it was sort of Pokemon related, where she was a water gym leader and I was also a gym leader, and we were just like walking in like. No, I was just like walking in like I don't even know. If anything, I describe it like the pier section in like Omori, which is weird. I guess it's more like a amalgamation of all the things I've been thinking about recently. Except I hadn't thought about Emma Watson for about years, so I don't even know why she would appear in a dream. But lots of random people end up randomly appearing in dreams. Is kind of the point of it in the first place, isn't it? Well, not the point of it, but it's just like something which happens. And I don't know, we spoke and it was like, we'd be like, oh, how you been? Like, I haven't seen you for a while, kind of like work colleagues talking. Oh, actually, we're not going to talk to you yet because we need to have more money, Katrina, to make sure we can purge any curses which come up. Yeah, I don't really remember much else about that. I guess that's probably influenced by the fact that Pokemon came out recently. I haven't even bought it. I haven't even played it. Am I going to play it? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I doubt it's going to be on sale because it's over. Oh, I forgot. I was meant to buy some stuff on the Steam sale, and it is Cyber Monday today. I was actually strongly considering getting like a laptop, like getting a Microsoft Surface Pro 8 or something. But I don't know if it's worth it. But it is big sale, so and I'm gonna have a bit of debate with that and see if I end up buying it later today or not, and maybe buy that drive as well. I don't know if I'm going to, but we'll see. If there's any time to buy it, today is the day. But yeah, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, that was the first dream. But the second dream I had, I wish I remembered it properly because it was so bizarre. It's not so bizarre in a sense, but it felt like it could be a movie or a story or something. But this doesn't give it much credit. But the fact I'm about to compare it to Detroit, Becoming Human, Beyond Human. I don't even remember what the subtitle is for that video game, but it was basically that, like in a movie, but also more like absolutely nonsensical. I mean, to be fair, Detroit is already quite a nonsensical game. If you don't know what it is, it's by Quantic Dream or whatever, who've made things like Heavy Rain, who made Beyond Two Souls, which are both like all the three of these games have been like visual, like at the time visually very appealing and like quite cinematic, but also basically a sort of like joke as it comes to story, because the story beats they have are just so either incredibly heavy-handed or like, but just so incredibly heavy-handed, nonsensical, or just like But I'd imagine bad story writing to a certain degree, but or just like bad practice. I don't know, but at the same time, they're equally very entertaining. Like I mean, I don't know if you've seen Detroit, but like if you haven't, you should definitely go watch it. It's just it's wild. Or maybe even go play it yourself if you can. No, I forget about other people that also have video game consoles, unlike me. But yeah, it was basically like I was some sort of like leader of a revolution against, I don't even know, because it's easy to be like the government or like the heads or whatever, but like I don't even know if they were. I don't even know who they were, I'm going to be honest. But basically, I somehow was coordinating this giant revolution. There was all this planning. It was basically like a heist movie all at the same time. And I was like making like allies of factions and about different things, like trying to get it all working. And then it was all just like the start of a movie, basically how it's not like working out. Like I remember like trying to work this thing out with a scientist or whatever, but like we just weren't seeing eye to eye or whatever. And then being like, revolution's never going to work, etc., etc. And then it all culminating with this like final battle thing where I was just walking up and then I was just like, charge or whatever. And we were all equipped, like me and the other revolutionaries were equipped with these like pink balls, which I can only describe as being like Mineta's power from My Hero Academia, which is a bit of a shame because Mineta's, not the greatest character, I would say, in that anime. Or manga, I suppose, series. But basically they're like these pink like bubblegum looking balls which you can like chuck at things if they would like stick to surfaces. And you're going to question how the mechanics of this work, but we chucked them like they were like on this like giant Hoover Dam-esque thing, like in a fortress, I suppose is probably like what you describe it as, but it looked like a dam. And then we were like chucking these pink balls like on the side, and like we're using it as like a way to climb up. And then I can't remember, but we were trying to basically get to the head, the center of the building, have a face off with the leader, who I guess was a bad person probably, so I could get this artifact and like bring change or peace to the world. I also think we were living in a post-apocalyptic times and like a giant dome like we have in the Simpsons movie, so I don't really know what's going on anymore. But I'm just remembering things like as I can remember them. And I remember like a big portion of our strategy was to use these pink balls to stick the enemies to things as well as ourselves or whatnot. I don't know why no one had weapons or anything, but like that the entire strategy hinged on all of that, and then me getting to the end, making it towards where the artifact room was being kept, and there was like these crushing like doors or whatever were like the things that stopped me. And then like someone, it turns out like I snuck like one of my allies in from the other side beforehand, or like they spent the entire time like making their way in to the actual center to turn off the doors and let me in. And I can't remember, but it was also one like they were like the Eremites from Genshin Impact. I don't really understand. And then the big bad boss came, and he was like, oh no, you'll never get out here alive, it's not gonna work. And then I was like, no, but I got a final trick up my sleeve, and I called up a scientist and I was like, now. And then they somehow like sent out like an electromagnetic wave which disabled all the stickiness of the pink balls, and somehow that was meant to be beneficial to me. And anyway, long story short, I got the artifact which looked like a microchip, or like a missing now, I suppose. I mean, it gave me powers of like, it just made me a god, essentially. Like, I had like these powers of teleportation. And I remember I was doing this thing, quite similar to the end of, spoilers, Madoka, I suppose, where I was like teleporting around, like saving people like who were in battle. They were like about to fall in battle or whatever, and like I'd open up like a portal beneath them and take them to a safe dimension or whatever. And like, I was basically rounding everyone up to this like haven or something. And I remember just like landing like next to one of my like real life friends and being like, oh, is everything good? And then like I had like an earpiece in my ear being like, all right, team 1, team 2, like check in. And then everyone was just being like, checking in, everything's clear here, dear darling, or whatever. And I don't know, I guess I saved the day. I don't know what happened, but there's my dream. And you might be like, at the end of this, incredibly bored, because apparently statistically dreams are like one of the worst things to talk about, because most people are very highly uninterested in other people's dreams, which is fair enough, because dreams are sort of like the epitome of you had to be there, because it's kind of hard to describe. But it's just weird to think about, because it was sort of like I don't know, it was a very revolutionary, it's weird because it's a dream all based around like revolution. It had strong themes of revolution. Everything like is like associated, not image wise, but concept wise to my head, to that dream, is based around revolution. But it might not even been a revolution. It's like, I think it's only revolution from my own association of it outwards, rather than me just, I guess, stealing some artifact, I guess. Like, there's nothing saying I was a good person, which is a scary thought, I suppose, but I think it's just context clues. But it's not the first time I had, like, dreams which are, like, actual movies. I don't know if I've ever talked about the one where I was, like, It felt like a sort of kids-esque animated movie where it was like a tale of these 3 dogs like going on a journey, and it's so crazy that dream actually happened to me twice. Like I slept one night, had that dream, slept again the next night, had the exact same dream, except for like with the prior knowledge I had before. Like literally the start of a dream was like, oh, I kind of want to have that dream again, and then I just had that dream again. Well, as best as I can remember it. Nowadays, I can't remember basically anything except for there were like 3 dogs and we were caught in like a net at the beginning. You might have been like, which dog were you? I think I was all of the dogs, maybe, or maybe not. I don't really remember. But that's how the movie starts. Is that important? No, not at all. But there you go. Anyway, Vive la Revolution, I think. Maybe it's, you know, it's amusing to think about where like subtle influences have come from like things that I've exposed myself to during life. Nook Friday. Oh my god, it's Nook Friday. Until Nook 30th, November 30th. Crazy. I still don't know if I want to get a new laptop or not. Because I have a laptop right now. It's very, very old, and I basically just used it for like schoolwork for most things. So I can't really run things particularly well. And, you know, I've been tempted to just get like a tablet, so, you know, I could just go about the place and just like draw things when I want to, but I don't know. It's expensive. Like, don't get me wrong. I suppose I can afford it, but it's a thing where I'm like, perhaps I should be a bit more shrewd with my money. I should wait a while until I particularly need one. But also at the same time, you know, I am going to eventually get a laptop at some point. I might as well buy one right now, use it, be able to use it now when it's on sale and all that sort of thing. So, you know, I'm basically sort of trying to resist the consumerism notion of being like, say it's sales on, buy now, buy now, buy now. Even though that's probably like what's swimming through my head at the moment. But oh well, you know, well, I suppose I'll let you know if that comes to pass at some point. Yeah. So I don't know, revolution? Is that what we're going to talk about today? We're not really talking about revolution. Dream revolution. That's probably what the title will be for this episode. I don't know. It was just strange that I could have such a strong association with something, but not really have much of a way, like in the dream supporting it. And that might not be true. Maybe during my dream there was a whole talks, like there's a whole scene of that dream movie in my head missing about like me planning, you know, being like, this is a revolution. This is like, you know, this injustice needs to stop. But I just don't remember it. I suppose it just poof, gone from my head. If anything, it makes me really wish that we could record dreams and that sort of thing, so I could watch them again, you know. Think of all the random movies you got in your head. Just sort of bouncing around that you've experienced, and it's like, what? No? Yeah, and if anything, I forgot this is what I was talking about. It's amusing just to think of like the influences which I'm drawing from. Like, is it Detroit Becoming Human? Let's see. Detroit Becoming Human. Yeah, Detroit Become Human. Also, when a Quantic Dream doing my next game? Oh yeah. Also, wasn't it like David Cage? Turns out was like got cancelled because he was like a pretty bad person or something. Anyway, Star Wars Eclipse. Oh, what is a Star Wars game? I don't know. Quantic Dream games are just kind of funny. But Nomad Soul, I don't even know that one. But Fahrenheit. Like, I've never played any of these games. I've just watched Northern Lion play them, unsurprisingly. But like, Sea of Solitude? Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy. I do remember this. Nomad Soul. I don't know what Nomad Soul is. Sounds wild, though. It's just Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human. They're just like, it's amazing that a game can be both so simultaneously bad, but also look so amazing at the same time. I remember when like Heavy Rain first came out, I was like, wow, it looks so good. Obviously, you look at it now and you're like, wow, this looks terrible. But you know, at the time, it looked amazing. Beyond Two Souls at the time, oh my god, at the time it was released, I was like, this looks incredible. This looks insane. You look at it now. Well, actually, it probably still holds up occasionally, I'd imagine, but probably not amazingly. Let's see. Beyond Two Souls. Let us see. Graphically, yeah, okay, maybe graphically it didn't hold up as well as I thought it did. Looks okay, you know. I'm not going to be like it looks bad or anything. It just looks fine. It's probably how to describe it. Okay, this scene doesn't look so great. But I just remember the loading screen looked amazing because it had like this real close up of like Elliot Page's face. He just looked fantastic in it. I was like, whoa, You can see like the imperfections in his skin and that sort of thing. That's crazy. Anyway, Detroit Become Human, you know. Also, when it was released, I was like, this game looks incredible. Like, I was like, wow, they've done it again. They made an incredible looking game. I can't wait to see how the story is absolutely nonsensical this time. It's kind of like, you know, I'm very much, you know, I've spoken about it before. I'm in the category of, you know, I guess it's revolutionary in its own right, but it's not really. But, you know, I'm just trying to, maybe I should call it like dream movies, movie dreams. That's probably a better title than Revolution, Dream Revolution, or whatever. And I'm very much a proponent of, I don't really like bad, like, you know, when other people, like, I like watching bad movies, like The Room, other things. I don't really know off the top of my head, but The Room is definitely the most notorious one. I'm very much someone who's like, I don't really like that, you know. If it's a bad movie, like, I can understand the joy of watching something so bad it becomes good. It sort of like loops around again. But for me personally, it's just like, it's so bad it just stays bad. And that sort of thing. But I guess this is the rare exception to it, you know, these sort of games. But I guess it's not really the games itself. It's more like me watching Northern Lion play them, I suppose. Northern Lion, you know, manages to be very entertaining while playing them. It's sort of like, it's this style of game which just perfectly meshes with his sort of brand of humour and my own brand of humour that makes watching it enjoyable. I think in the first place, which is probably why it has so much appeal to me. Oh, let's gonna put the fugue down. Have we even found whoever's crafting today? It must be Fawnhallow, because I think we passed everyone else's house. Also, my voice sounds so weird, doesn't it? It feels quite raspy to me today, but I don't know if that's true. Also, I don't think I've spoken to Raymond for like years. Wait, who's our visitor today? Is it Red? It's not Red. Don't know. I don't know if we do know. Okay, hold on. Let's go. We got a few minutes. I can quickly visit Fawn and I can quickly put the music away. It must be a wandering visitor. I don't know if it was mentioned who our visitor is. Today is Monday, right? Yeah, today is Monday. Anyway, hold on. Detroit Become Human. There you are, Fauna crafting. Very rare we actually see you crafting. I'm going to be honest. You know, at the time Detroit Become Human came out, I was like, wow, it looks amazing. I'm looking at it now. It still looks pretty decent. I'm not going to... Don't get me wrong. But certainly, you know, I can see how this is going to become outdated sooner or later. Seems bad. No, sorry, it seems sad, not bad. Detroit Become Human was actually quite amusingly enjoyable for its cheesiness, I suppose, in its first place. Plus, the dude who played Connor apparently like hard lent into the memes and that sort of thing. He seems like a cool guy. Maybe, I don't really know, to be honest. Just sort of, I don't know. I don't really know where I was going with any of this. It's just weird to me that I had a game sort of based off of it, kind of, in my head, despite the fact it really wasn't anything to do with it. There weren't any androids or anything. It's just like, it had that sort of feel in my head. But it was like, this is Detroit Become Human. It's sort of like, my mind took it as a base and was like, hey, you know, you're going to dream today? Alright, we're going to have a base work of Detroit Become Human, and the rest of it, improvise, go wild, go crazy. Get insane with it, you know? Just absolutely lose your mind. I don't know why I'm going to this. Anyway, the dream films, there you go. No, and I'm not talking about Inception. So, still have never seen that movie, by the way. But anyway, I'm going to round off this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscriptions, shares are greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord, as usual, down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's out there. Well, so until next time, bye-bye for now.